It is quarter-final time or bust in the Vitality Blast South Group. Very simple task for teams up and down the country. Win at all cost. Oh, yet again, two excellent sides. Plenty of stars on show with the bat. Tom Banton, Babar Azam, David Milan, Owen Morgan, A.B. de Villiers, Mohammed Hafiz as well. It is the best of the Vitality Blast. Fantastic atmosphere as ever down here in Taunton. We look like we've got an excellent pitch, another hybrid pitch. Fifth time I think this has been used, and it doesn't look like it's had any sort of cricket on it at all. We saw Glamorgan play here not so long ago, and the ball skipped on, got a little bit slower towards the end of the innings, but it was a good surface. Do not look away when this man, Tom Banton, is batting. The breakout star of English cricket, English domestic cricket you'd say, this year. Fantastic young batsman. Good evening, Mark.
Evening, Rob. Yeah, absolutely buzzing in Taunton once again. One or two players with one or two nerves jangling, as the result of this game is all important in terms of progression in the Blast. Banton and Babar Azam together. Been a devastating opening partnership. Going to face up against a very, very good Middlesex bowling lineup. Toby Rowland-Jones has 17 wickets in the competition thus far. Looks to be fully recovered from the back injuries that curtailed his England career. It's a beautiful night and a good surface.
Yeah, massive game for both teams. Certainly Middlesex as well. Surgent T20 side this year. Generally one of the poorer records since they won it in 2008. Stuart Law, the coach, Dimi Mascarenhas, Nick Pothas, they have tried to remedy that. Still, there is plenty up for grabs. Only Sussex and Gloucestershire have qualified in the South Group. Kent, Somerset, Hampshire, Middlesex, Essex all have a chance. Some need results to go their way. I feel that Somerset, with their superior run rate, if they win here, they will be in the quarter-final. We'll keep you updated from Cardiff, where Kent are not playing against Glamorgan. That is Hampshire versus Glamorgan. It's like a real Sudoku trying to work out all the ramifications. Kent are playing against Essex at Chelmsford. Sussex versus Gloucestershire. Gloucestershire trying for that home quarter-final. He has a lot of time, Tom Banton. So does this fella as well, Babar Azam.
Yep, serious player. 578 runs. Strike rate of just a smidge below 150. Brilliant foil for Tom Banton at the other end. This proves that you can go out there and play in an orthodox fashion and still blitz it.
Bowled him, what a delivery, just decked back and hit middle stump, massive wicket. What a start that is for Rowland-Jones.
Wicket number 18 for Rojo. Full of length. Babar Azam just caught a little bit on the crease and it nipped back and hit the top of middle and leg. What a start for Middlesex. Partnership has been broken, the spell has been broken. Babar Azam goes for naught, it's 1 for 1.
One of the favourites down here in Taunton, James Hildreth, man with a lot of experience, more runs than anyone else for Somerset in T20 cricket. 3,557.
He's been doing a lot of watching from the dugout whilst Banton and Babar Azam have been doing their thing. Not today.
Oh, that's close. Whether there was 2 sounds. It didn't look like it was missing much.
Looked to be a very similar delivery to the one that did for Babar Azam. The difference being that Hildreth got himself across the stumps a little bit, and it may have just bounced a little bit higher. Oh dear, I reckon that's hitting the top of middle and leg in exactly the same fashion that the last delivery did.
I think Toby Rowland-Jones would agree with you. Just a hint of movement. Another hybrid pitch here. Generally looks an excellent surface. 1 for 1.
Yeah, it's real skill for from Toby Rowland-Jones. Not afraid to push the ball up there, get it full. And if the batsman isn't quite sharp enough first delivery in the first couple of balls to get out to it, that little bit of movement will nip through you. High-class stuff, and cannot overestimate how big a wicket that is for Middlesex.
Strengthened by the news that Lewis Gregory is back in the side after a layoff from injury. He captained at the start of the blast, or was down to captain, but Tom Abell continues to do it. There you go, Mark Butcher, absolutely right.
What shows you the pitch is consistent, doesn't it?
Stephen Finn. Nervy start from Somerset.
And we saw Banton and Babar Azam put Glamorgan to the sword here. It was last Friday, wasn't it? We've been zigzagging up and down the country since. You're right, Saturday night. But what we've seen so far is that the pitch is the same, barely changed, as you said earlier on. It's just a different quality of bowling attack.
Well, nicely played. See how fast the outfield is. As ever, it's like lightning. Wasn't hit that hard, but the extra pace of Stephen Finn, that'll make him feel a bit better, Tom Banton.
This is becoming a bit of a trademark for Tom Banton. He's looking to come forward as the modern batters do, but he rocks back, pushes back off that front leg and then punches it square of the wicket on the offside. It's a shot that can get you into a little bit of trouble if the ball bounces steeply on you. But he hits it hard, times it beautifully.
Well, lifted over the covers. Again, not out of the middle of the bat, but it'll be another boundary.
Yeah, it's confidence for you. Really get anywhere near it. Just was confident enough to hit through the line and just loft it. Watch the hands at the end. Bottom hand just picks the ball up over extra cover. Error from Stephen Finn is the width.
Good length. Really hits on the stickers. So you know there's just a little bit of bounce. Stephen Finn generally will get bounce out of any surface. You're right, it's that sort of line and length. If he plays that back foot punch with just a bit of movement or bounce, you have to be careful. What a year he has had. 50 over cricket, just broken into the championship side as well. Excellent time of it in the blast. Look at the strike rate, 161. Stephen Finn just spent a bit of time at the end of his follow-through there, looking at Tom Banton, as if to say, "Really? Is that how you're gonna treat me?" There's a man who has absolutely no respect for bowlers of any type. Oh, he's quick onto that, really quick onto it. What a shot. Stephen Finn tested him out with a short ball. He had an answer for him. 2 overs done, 13 for 1.
Well, that's answered that question. Stephen Finn gave Tom Banton the eyeballs, banged it in, got it in a good spot really, underneath the left armpit. Banton is diving forward at the ball, gets inside the line of it and swivels hard.
Well, the ball continued to move for Roland Jones. Excellent first over, 1 for 1, his figures.
Hildreth away, happy to use his feet. Nice pace from Roland Jones, less than 80 miles per hour. There were rumours, weren't there? Rumours abound that 2 days before South Africa left for the World Cup, that there were phone calls pinging around suggesting that AB de Villiers might be interested in joining the squad. Given the way that South Africa ended up in that World Cup, whoever said no must be feeling like the guy who didn't sign the Beatles.
Well, whoever it was who said no probably also said to AB de Villiers, no, you can't play in the World Cup, and please don't tell anyone. What a player he is. There is plenty on show tonight, that is for sure. Owen Morgan, Mohamed Hafiz, David Milan. Just coming across that. Roland Jones is really testing, he's the type of bowler who really tests out your technique.
Yep, just quick enough. Like big Gus Fraser before him. Gus was quicker than that, quicker than 80 miles an hour in his pomp before the hip injuries. The sort of guy that would bring you forward, give you absolutely nothing, and if there was a bit of movement, capitalise on it if the technique wasn't up to it.
Just with that little bit of movement, if anything, Roland Jones has come back in. So then it makes it a hard decision if you try and give yourself room. So Banton, with that in mind, looking to bring him onto the leg side so you cover off your stumps. It's an excellent ball to get rid of Babar Azam. Perfect for someone who doesn't have a lot of footwork. Nice and full, and just that ball decking back. One ball left in this over. Roland Jones's figures will be very good if he gets away with this one. Well, that's gone a long way up. Keeper can't get to it, neither can Stephen Finn. Another excellent over from Roland Jones, just 4 from it, 17 for 1. Both sides just having a look at each other at the moment. There is a lot on the games in the South Group going on in the country at the moment. It is as tight as it ever has been. Tom Helm, promising young fast bowler, good back of the hand slow ball. He'd be looking for just a little bit of seam movement first up. Seen on Twitter, Mark Butcher, there's a story going around that Joe Denley might be moved up to opening the batting for England and Jason Roy going to 4. I'd imagine that will make you a happy man.
It makes a bit of sense. I don't know about happy. Yeah, interesting. Must admit, it was the logical move from before the series started. Once Joe had decided to bat 3. Have that. That is magnificent from Banton. Minimal effort, maximum timing. It's 21st in the blast this year.
Well, the better players just seem to hit the ball harder with less effort. How quickly he just picks it up. That bottom hand coming into that shot. Always gets a cheer. You hit a 6 and then get a single, the crowd love it.
Caribbean's the best place for that. They absolutely love it there.
Middle, please.
Lara's singles in that 400 at Antigua were just as deafening as the 6s down the ground. Some serious fielding that was, I tell you.
Did a little bit of a shuffle, good fielding, Sterling. Did the dummy to the leg side, trying to fake the bowler. You talk about all the names, all the stars on the show. One who doesn't often get mentioned when you have the likes of De Villiers, Morgan, Banton, Babar Azam, Paul Sterling. He can ruin your day. He is a very, very dangerous opening batsman. I reckon he's one of Middlesex's most consistent performers over the years as well. As much as they've struggled, he hasn't.
Again, Tom Banton, very tall. Big tall man, really imposing in stature. Means that he's able to just stand up and play strokes like this. Right on top of the bounce, a ball that would probably pass 1.5 feet over the top of the stumps with a straight bat.
Nearly picks out fine leg. You see him walk right across his stumps. Bit of premeditation. Good over for Somerset, 9 from it, 26 for 1. That's the batting lineup as carded. Whether that changes depending on how well these two do. Work out what a decent score is. You'd think around 170. These hybrid pitches can just get a little bit slower. There's just a hint of movement with the new ball. Good shot for 1.
Excellent, Nate, excellent, Nate.
2 overs left, or just under 2 overs left in the power play. James Hildreth, 4 from 6. He's had a look. About now's the time when you start looking for a few big shots.
Yeah, I wonder if Middlesex might just take a punt on getting one of the spinners in. Maybe not Souter, but perhaps Mohammed Hafiz.
Well, not out of the middle. Doesn't matter. That's the thing here. It is such a good batting surface at times, but the outfield is equally as quick and equally as good.
Yeah, second time that Hildreth has decided, rather than Jones's pace and his consistent line and length, he can take a punt on leaving home. Just scratching a little bit at the moment, Hildreth. That'll make him feel a lot better.
He goes again. Yeah, excellent shot this time. He stood still, so he was able to pick up the line and the length.
Yeah, foul the middle of the bat. One good shot and suddenly you're away. Confidence starts to course back through you.
That movement back again, that's where you have to be so careful. That's why that angle is a tough one to play against. So many people think about outswing, but that just creates width. That coming back makes it hard.
A bit, didn't it? That's one thing we didn't see on this hybrid on last Saturday. Just looked to me as though the natural grass underneath was just that little bit more worn, a little bit more tired. And it might just be that the ball is gripping, which is why I'm interested to see what the spinners do.
Oh, that's the best of them from Hildreth. Real control, even though he's using his feet. He's earned the right. You lose a wicket early, you just have to rebuild just for a couple of overs. And then you get to this point, as James Hildreth, you go right into fifth gear. Changes from David Milan. Finn up from third man into the circle. Two men back on the leg side. Fancy a single. Finishes with a Yorker, ruins Roland Jones's figures in that over. Up to that point they were excellent. 5 overs done, 40 for 1.
So a quick change in the commentary box here. Somerset 40 for 1 from 5 overs. Stephen Finn is going to continue his bowling spell. Pushed away, running hard for 2. And he's come. Oh no, it's going to be a run out. Banton's not happy, turning for 2 there. And Hildreth is gone. Not the ideal start after the good start from the 5 overs.
Yeah, complete miscommunication. One was running and the other was just standing. And Tom Banton said there's absolutely no chance. And Hildreth said, yeah, I've got every chance. You can see there that he's thinking 2 straight away. He doesn't look at his partner. His partner doesn't really look at him. And that is that. Simple enough. A real gift, really, for Stephen Finn and Middlesex. Hildreth goes then, dangerous Hildreth. 18 from 12, 41 for 2.
Well, such a shame. Hildreth was starting to find his feet, trying to get used to the pace of the pitch. And it brings in Tom Abell, who's having a fine T20 campaign. Built quite a nice partnership after losing the early wicket at Babazan. What have you made of it, Nick?
Exactly that. It was an excellent partnership between the two of them. That's why they'll be so disappointed with what's just happened. It's a real gift, though, for Middlesex. Just trying to bowl back of a length. There's a little bit of movement there. And that's it there. That's where they're trying to bowl, and that's where they're getting rewarded.
Just a little bit worrying for me. Obviously seeing the pitch, just doing a little bit. The white balls don't generally do a massive amount. I've already seen the wicket from Babar Azam. The ball sort of seamed back through the gate from Toby Rowland-Jones, and that one definitely sort of the same, sort of gripped in the pitch, hitting Tom Banton just above the knee roll, but definitely angling back towards the stumps. We're kind of used to it nowadays, aren't we, where the ball, the white ball in particular, does absolutely nothing. It just sort of slips onto the bat. And it's pulled around nicely straight to the fielder this time. It's gone like an absolute rocket. A deep square leg fielder.
It's really sweet. Really. Seems to pick up length really quickly. He didn't pick up that very quickly. He was absolutely no interest at all in getting down the other end.
Interesting to hear later on, you know, whether there was communication, whether it was just the noise of the crowd, I'm not sure. Pushing hard for a single here, both very, very quick between the wickets and made it comfortably. Even with that, there's a little bit of bounce, a little bit of seam back, trying to tuck up the batsman as much as possible. Stephen Finn in particular, we've seen him throughout this competition, has been having a fantastic season. That's crunched away, what a great shot. The top of the bounce, Tom Banton, really becoming a real forte of his.
He plays eye-catching shots. Again, picks the length up so quickly. Just waits slightly back there, not coming forward. Great balance at the crease.
One thing you are seeing with this pitch is obviously a good pace, good carry. It's sort of coming off the pitch nicely. And it's crunched again in the same place, this time off the front foot from Banton. The same result, 2 boundaries and 2 balls.
And the same thing again, really, just picks up length. This time he realises it's a little bit full. And he just gets that body weight. It's not a massive stride, but the body weight into the ball. So 51 for 2 from 6. Didn't start very well, the power play. Roland Jones with a little bit of nip and very unlucky there. I reckon that was out. Since then, Tom Banton has been so quick. Pick up anything short and anything full, he's bashed back through the covers. It's all been really about Tom Banton, 32 to his name. Been that mix-up with Hildreth. Banton's looked in great touch again there, no communication whatsoever. There's that body weight just into the ball, not a huge stride.
So the power play's done, 51. It's a pretty decent start. Somerset a little bit worried of the 2 batsmen they've lost. Tom Helm.
Wait!
There's a misfield. Mohammed Hafiz. It's Tom Abell, another single. Do we think it's a good thing there might be a little bit more in the pitch? There's always a big debate, isn't there? Batsmen, bowlers, you know, white ball cricket, batters just whack through the line. You want to see a bit more in there for the bowlers?
Opening batsman here, Trez. We don't want to see too much in the pitch, do we? I think in this format, Trez, T20 cricket, I'm quite happy for it not to do too much. Certainly not for too long.
It's pulled away into the gap again. I think it's gone all the way. Yes, another 6 for Tom Banton. He's racing along a 38 from just 23 balls.
Oh, he's a real star, he really is. He's lit up the blast this year, he's doing it again today. You might say as a bowler, an opening bowler looking at that, it's slightly short, and you get punished by this lad. 22 sixes in the tournament so far.
Well timed again, but Hafiz safe this time. Well, what a lovely picture that is. Doesn't get any better, does it, in county cricket? Maybe a better looking ground than that. The sun's out, the new lights. Pushed away. It's only going to be a single, I think, this time, obviously, especially with the miss of communication. All the boys in the background here telling me it's a lovely looking ground, apart from the little one with Marcus Trescothick written on top of it.
Our main event viewers are going to leave us relatively shortly, and that's where they're going to some rugby league, St Helens versus Castleford.
Running down, Tom Abell sprinting between the wickets. It's looking lovely here. The sun has now just come back out. The ground looking absolutely spectacular. $60 for 2. Just a quick look through the guys that have been and gone. Baba Azam, first ball, leading run scorer in the competition so far this year. Been absolutely brilliant for Somerset. The partnership they forged together with Banton's been brilliant. James Hildreth, a nice little start. A couple of little scuff ones, but 18 from 12 deliveries. Building a nice platform, Somerset. I think they'll be fairly pleased. Yeah, the first introduction of spin into the game. Nathan Souter. Leg break bowler. She gets it quite, skids it quite through.
Come on, Santi, come on, Santi. Good night, good night. Nice, Santi, nice start, nice start.
We didn't see any turn the other evening, did we? It wasn't a massive amount we could worry for spinners.
No, we didn't. I mean, the only Glamorgan game here, what, nearly a week or so ago, a few days ago anyway, it just slowed up, I thought, a little bit in the middle overs. But it skidded through with the new ball.
Pushing hard for 2. Oh no, there's another run out. It's another mix-up, but he's been fumbled it. Well, we've seen that already within the last week. This one not quite as important, of Nathan Lyons missing the opportunity at Headingley. But Nathan Souter has fumbled it, and Somerset have got away.
Get in, Nate. Come on, Santi, come on, boy. Good night, come on.
Trying to push for 2, but not quite thinking about it, Nighty. You can get back there, son.
Just pressure. Surely it's just pressure. Expectation. There's so much on this game, and he just snatches at it.
Good Santi, good Santi.
Just that moment, isn't it, where you realise it's going to be close, and it's going to be, you can see the 2 batsmen shuffling. Oh no, and then he's just that little bit of something, just taking his eye off it at the very last minute when he needs to gather it.
Get on, wait.
Pulled, swept away, didn't really get hold of it, too quick from Souter, almost underneath the bat.
Get it, Santi, come on. Good fellas, very good in, Nate. Very good in, Nate. Get on.
It's clipped away, maybe pushing for 2 this time.
We'll need another run out, Trez.
But it's de Villiers, so it's a definite no. End of the over, Somerset 66 for 2.
Let's keep you updated with the games that are going on around the country. The South group here, the Essex Eagles against Kent Spitfires. Kent struggled last night against Gloucester. They need to win that. If they do win that, then they will go straight through to the quarter-finals. Essex batting 68 for 2. Essex can still get through as well. Glamorgan, well, there's nothing in it for Glamorgan. They can't get through. They're right at the foot of the table. Hampshire can. If they win that, they still have a chance, depending on other results. They can still get through to the top 4. So 68 for 1. Good start for Glamorgan.
So another change. Stephen Finn is going to come into the attack. Well, his 3rd over. He's on 2 overs for 23 runs. Change of ends, though. on the river end this time. That's whacked away, straight into the arc, and it's gone for 6. Into the stands. It's a perfect length just to whip away through mid-wicket.
Yeah, he's played a lot of good shots off some pretty good deliveries. This time, though, has just helped. Just a little too full. Picks it up, miss out.
It's a wonderful shot, just the timing, the power, everything was perfectly in place.
Looks to me like a lad that enjoys the big stage.
Oh, it's gone right up the chute. It's going to take a bit of catching. A couple of men converging underneath it, and he's dropped him. It could be a massive, costly drop for Middlesex. Well, it brings up the 50 for Tom Banton. But this has gone a hell of a long way up. What do you reckon, Nick?
I reckon at this level you and I'd expect to catch that, so will he out there. It did go up a long, long way. Has rushed onto him a little bit, just couldn't quite get the connection. And Tom Helm there, almost, well, it looked like he'd got in position, and in the end he hadn't quite judged it perfectly. So raise of the bat, another stunning 50, but a little bit of luck in the last 10 minutes or so for Tom Banton.
Oh, it's a beautiful scoop. Could go all the way. The bounce is just short. Very well judged from Tom Abell this time. Made this shot with great execution over the course of the competition. You really did put the commentator's curse on Banton, didn't you? Just saying he's a wonderful player, likes the big time.
He got 50, didn't he?
I think you should be quiet. Pushing hard again. I don't think they'll go for 2, even though there's a misfield. I am reminded to try and be impartial, but I do apologise. I'm not very good at it.
See you out there with that dog thrower. You were smashing it into that pitch again. You love it, don't you?
I clocked up another man on the helmet today, actually. Yeah, Roelof van der Merwe. Dug one in, a slow ball bumper, and he's just gone through it and just caught him on the back of the head. I'm getting a few. I've got a few in my locker.
Frustrated opening batsman, aren't you? All those years you copped it.
It's nicked away. It's hard. It's going to take a bit of stopping. Fumbled, it's got it. He's coming back for 2. Banton turns and runs. I remember the story of you whinging about facing Shoaib Akhtar. I've heard that a million times.
And the only reason I faced him was because you wouldn't come down that end.
Because I didn't want to talk to you. It's going to be a wide ball. Still decent speed from Stephen Finn, just nearly clocking 85 miles an hour. Like we said before in the build-up, when he first started, he was rapid. I remember facing him at Lords, and he was express pace then.
Wait in! No!
It's a good over for Somerset. 15 runs from it. Somerset 81 for 2.
Well, he's had a couple of moments of luck, but when you play as well as this, and you've played consistently well throughout the blast, you just deserve a little bit of luck. So quick there to pick up the leg. That was a little wide, but there's not a lot wrong with that delivery, and it still goes for 6.
Come on, Nate! Come on, Nate! Ready in it, Sati. Well done, out. Very good there, Southsea. And again here, Nathan. Come on here, Southsea boy. Come on, lads. 3-4 here, lads. 3-4, lads.
It's crunched away behind square. It's Owen Morgan on the boundary. I think it's gone for 4. The England captain has given it up. 4 more to Tom Abell.
Well, you don't often see him out there. England
That's Southsea.
very much in the inner circle, controlling things, but not captaining this side, obviously. So he's out
Real good, Owen. Real good, Owen.
the periphery.
Excellent, Southsea. Well done, Nate. Well done, Nate. Come on, lads. Come on, lads. Couple of hand and we squeeze, lads. Couple of hand and we squeeze here, lads. Come on.
And swept away and swept hard, and it's gone for 4 more. Another great shot, Tom Banton this time. Second 4 of the over. It's raced across this outfield.
Come on, Southsea. Come on, Southsea.
Tried to go big.
Whoa!
Only a single this time.
Excellent, bud. Very good, Steve. Real good, eh? And again here, Souths. And again here, Southsea. Come on, boy. Real nice, Souths. Real nice, Southsea.
A productive over. 11 runs from Somerset, 92 for 2.
Somerset going along rather nicely, and he won the toss and decided to bat first. Once again, Tom Banton is showing why we keep making such a fuss of him whenever we're down here at Taunton. 57 from 36 from the young opener. And a bowling attack that has international pedigree is being given the runaround.
You watch people like Banton, you start thinking back to all the young players you've seen come through in your time as a cricketer or a retired cricketer, and there's not many who shine like Tom Banton. Remember Kevin Peterson when he came through? There's obviously similarities in the way that he plays to him. Jason Roy, remember his first 100 against Kent? You just see something special.
That's pretty special. Tom Abell is not going to play second fiddle for long with strokes like that.
Such control in this shot. Type of shot actually that as the opposition, when you're on the receiving end, the batsmen start thinking must be a good pitch. If you can play shots like that, just a check drive and get it for 4 over extra cover. You've got to think this is a good pitch for batting.
Caught that. That's a magnificent stroke from Tom Abell. Stephen Finn can just shrug his shoulders and wander back to his mark. Shelled. Oh, each one better than the last. from Tom Abell.
Well, not a great delivery. He's been going short at times, so then that mid-off has come up. He then serves one up outside the off stump. Field not set accordingly. Sort of field that's set really where you've got to be very straight. Fielders are back on the leg side, so you can't give any sort of width outside the off stump. The fine leg back. Square leg in play, and then there's a very square mid-wicket. Not quite square leg, not quite mid-wicket. Out on the boundary.
He's found the gap there. That's going to go away for 4 as well. Dot 4, 6, 4, 4. 18 from the over from Stephen Finn, and he's still got 1 to go.
It's a bizarre field. It's exactly what you're talking about. That man at deep mid-wicket is so square. I'm going to check the front foot as well. This could be even more costly. That's absolutely fine. Trying to go for the Yorker. Now we're checking whether it's over waist height. Really, that should have just been picked up by deep mid-wicket. It's a field that's set for short pitch bowling, and yet he's tried to go full. And now they change that field. Still, that's touch and go. I think that's just all right.
Yeah, too close to call, I think, with any certainty. So the bowler gets the benefit of the doubt. A lot of Middlesex fielders waving their arms around out there at the moment. Bowler's not happy, captain's not happy. Somerset fans are delighted. 1-1-1 for 2.
Runs are coming easy at the moment.
Change balls right arm over.
Rate 10.09. That over from Stephen Finn was a costly one. Got to get their plans right, David Milan and the Middlesex bowlers. Look, you should always tell what's coming by looking at the field and the way that it's set. Stephen Finn's last over, you had no idea whether he's going to bowl short, whether he's going to bowl full. Mohamed Hafiz certainly has a lot of experience.
Yeah, 38 years of age for Mohamed Hafiz. It's the 3 games so far for Middlesex in the blast.
Yes, Mo, yes, Mo.
Perhaps time to get a bit of control. I think we're probably beyond that point now. It's wickets they need. Try and slow this run torrent down.
Good Mo, good Mo.
Well, problem against Bantam when you try and set a field for someone who can play that reverse sweep shot as hard as he can. How do you set the field for it? You put deep cover, a lot squarer, almost behind.
He almost yorked himself there, Tom Banton. Good from Hafiz. The plan is that he's going to go full. First ball was a full toss, got away with it. Speared that Yorker in the second one.
Good Mo, very good, Haf, very good, Haf. Very good, this Mo, good here, Mo. Come on, lads, come on, lads.
Well, whether Owen Morgan continues in international cricket, whatever he does, he's probably seen someone. That is extraordinary batting. The degree of difficulty in that shot. Hafiz almost knew what he was going to do and tried to bowl a dart at leg stump, but his hands are so fast.
Well, you put the deep point behind square. I'll just hit it through extra cover. Left-handed. Goes again. Oh, he's picked him out, would you believe it? Shorter from Hafiz. Banton was committed. He couldn't slow the hands down, and he's picked out Nathan Souter all the way out there at deep point. And Hafiz, with all that experience, has broken the partnership. And boy, did Middlesex need that.
Well, as he timed that shot, picked him out perfectly. Hafiz did not change the field, just bowled it a little bit shorter. Tom Banton again impresses. 62 from just 39, 118 for 3.
Eddie Byram to the middle to join his skipper, Tom Abell. Strike rate is eye-catching. It's the 150. Time to make another one. 8.1 overs of batting left. A lot more time than you think.
Good night, good night. Good night, good night.
Well, the end of a successful over from Mohammed Hafiz. 119 for 3.
Well, that whip he gets in that shot. Already a couple of balls before had played one in front of square. That time, because it was a little bit short, you end up having to go the aerial route. Yard or two either side, and that was going for a boundary. Boy can play.
Yeah. What do you want? Come on, Southsea, come on, Southsea.
Nathan Souter from the river end in for his third over.
Yes, out, yes, out.
Left-handed Byram.
Get on.
Went for the full ball, perhaps expecting the sweep. Byram was just good enough and quick enough to get the bat on it.
You see against Glamorgan, Byram actually just cleared the front leg and hoyed it into the leg side. Got a bit more time though now, a bit early for that type of batting. Abell on the undercard to Banton, but 37 from 19.
Yes, out, yes, out.
He's actually got the best strike rate of all of the Somerset top 4.
4-5 here, 4-5 boys.
Better than Banton even. He's actually flying along tonight at 190. You feel with Middlesex's batting lineup. Oh, what a shot that is. It's just regulation, really. The reverse sweep, whether hit square, whether hit hard along the ground, whether hit out of the ground, a la Ben Stokes for 6. They all do it so well.
Really important to keep it on your lip, otherwise you just drift away, they can't hear you.
I can't say with any certainty how many is enough. Pitch still looks a good one.
Come on, Dave.
You've got some batting beasts in the opposition side. You've just got to keep going, keep searching for boundaries.
Yeah.
One of the beauties of being down here in the pod, so we get to be visited by the odd special guests, and when it comes to Somerset players and favourites here at Taunton, we've been joined by one of the very favourite ones. We'll hear from the tattooed Tonka of Taunton, born in Weston-super-Mare, after this break. 1:30 for 3.
Dressed like a magician, Trees.
Abracadabra.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Pull
sir.
something out of those sleeves.
Am I getting fashion criticism from you turning up in your H&M bloody polo shirt, Keezy? Come on, lad, give us a break.
Look at my eyes, look at my eyes. Don't look at my hands, look at my eyes.
Tough school here, isn't it?
Good Mo, good Mo.
No, you've announced your pending retirement, mate. It's some moment for you.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Butch, it was the club that announced my pending retirement. I'm still not quite sure, actually, to be honest. I still think I should be out there with my pads on right now.
Awkward.
Very good again, Half.
I thought we topped out of the magician bit, to be honest.
Fine stroke from Tom Abell. He continues to find the boundary at will.
Oh, I did see Tom Banton tweeted how disappointed he was to see you going. He said you had a massive influence on his career. How good a player? We obviously know how good a player is. How good a player do you think he can be?
Tom, I mean, obviously growing up in a dressing room where I saw the likes of Josh Butler come through, I can only say that there are parallels with Bance. What he can do actually brought forward my retirement, really, because he plays a different game to us normal blokes, to be honest.
And again here, lads, and again here, lads, come on!
Yeah, he's a cracking lad, cracking talent, and I suppose that little tweet, I suppose, shows that he's a pretty good dude as well.
Good!
So tinged with well, some sadness and regret, and one or two things that you might want to discuss with a few people, but some highlights from what's been a terrific career for you down here.
Come on, lads!
Yeah, it's obviously been a long, exciting career. I think actually some of the main highlights have come really late on in my career. I used to have an absolute panic on whenever the Sky Bus turned up. I was probably more interested in doing my hair than focusing on my batting.
You see, none of us would ever have guessed that.
You know what? But once that, you know, a couple of Sky Hundreds, which was absolutely fantastic, and obviously the win in the Royal London this year was the real highlight for me. You know, lifting that trophy after so many second places.
139 for 3. That must have been a big moment, actually, because you got close on so many opportunities to finally lift that trophy.
Yeah, I think you hear about it from golfers a lot. That you know, those guys that have played 300, 400 European Tour events and never got the win, and it starts to hamper them. You know, myself and Marcus have got, you know, and James Hildreth that was out there earlier. We had, like, I think 10 second places at the club, and you start to panic that that's what you're going to get remembered for. So to finally get a trophy under the belt was a monkey off the back, really, and you know, the shape the club's in now, you know, we could potentially, if we win this game, win all 3 this year, which would be unbelievable.
See, all that happened was that Trez wasn't playing anymore, and suddenly all those seconds became firsts.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to make any comment on Marcus's captaincy, but I think, to be fair, I was probably quite a hamstring for him, really, because I was always pestering him to bowl all the time. So, you know, he's only got a small little brain, and I probably filled it up too many times.
What's next for you, Triggs? Still got some life in you on the cricket field?
I feel like I have. I mean, I think when you get into your 30s, I mean, I've had those conversations with family, friends, other cricketers, and I always felt that I wanted to stop playing when I can stop winning matches. And kind of unfortunately, I've had quite a good year, obviously winning the trophy and playing quite well personally. So in a bit of a strange place with that, really. So we'll see what happens over the next few months.
I heard a good ovation. Come back for a couple, should get in, does. There's a good ovation at the start of play, and the club presented you with this special moment.
Yeah, it was amazing. Obviously, family, friends, my best mate Maz there, my brother Sam. You know, that was fantastic to be on the field and have that little honour. I did mention to Andy Hurry, who sorted out that picture, that I didn't have enough room on the back of my toilet door for that, but I suppose I'll have to move to a bigger house. Like yours, Rob.
Very good, Andy. Very
Well, Pete, it's been a pleasure to have you join us in the pod. Who knows, it might not be for the last time, whilst you figure out what you're going to do.
Well, I hope I haven't overstayed my welcome, Butch. I obviously enjoyed my times in the pod. And what a magnificent shot there from Eddie Byron, the bloke that nicked my spot in the team. Awesome,
Brilliant
Eddie.
stuff. Drinks, thank you very much. Awesome to see you. We'll
Thanks,
catch up
guys.
later, no doubt. 1-5-1 for 3.
Good mate, good mate.
Fees to continue, 1 for 17. I think you're quite enjoying what you're seeing, Trez.
Yeah, it's been very nice. This is a lovely 6 from Eddie Byram. He's had a nice little impact into the T20 campaign since he's been breaking in. It's going okay, so we'll keep this partnership together for a bit. Touch wood.
Dragged down, punished.
That is whacked away. It is short, agreed, but to get back, get the leverage on it like Eddie has. Has he caught it? I think he might have done.
He's getting mobbed. I reckon he has caught it. I think he's claiming it somehow.
I'm not so sure. Well, mind you, wearing that
Yeah.
sort of attire, you don't really want to be standing up, do you?
Maybe a little bit of beer on
Gotta
there
get in,
at
mate.
the
Gotta
moment.
get in, bud.
Goes again, big shot again. Another 6.
Back-to-back 6s for Eddie Byram. This one was even dropped by the Middlesex 12th man. Stevie Eskenazi on the boundary.
Oh, he missed out. He missed out on the 6. Missed out on the boundary too.
Dangerous ball, that full bunger, isn't it? Try and absolutely hoy it out of Taunton.
Work in it, bud. Work in it, mate. Keep going in, mate. Come on, mate. Come on, mate.
The gem of an innings so far. Big hit leg side, and we'll go all the way. What an over this has been for Somerset, and what a half-century that is for Tom Abell.
You're right, Nick, absolutely brilliant. Really propelled the game and the innings up to a great level. 171 from just nearly 16 overs. Tom Abell, 54 from 28. Been absolutely superb. 192 strike rate. It's been a fantastic partnership between the two of these.
Finds the gap again. That will go for another boundary. 24 runs off the over. 175 for 3.
Well, blow me down. It's been absolutely brilliant over. The 6s, the 4s. Really been massive impetus in this little partnership from the two of them.
Well, it was Tom Banton initially 62 of 39, but these two have picked it up beautifully. Partnership of 57. They still have some batting to come. Lewis Gregory is back in the side today. So still 4 overs to go. Marcus Trescothick is pretty happy here. I suspect they're pretty happy in the dugout as well. So much on this game. If Somerset win this, then they're almost certain to qualify for the quarterfinals. There are 1 or 2 scenarios that might affect that, but the likelihood is if they win this game, they will go through and finish in the top 4. adventurous.
Really a massive amount of appealing going on there. It looks like Tom Abell's managed to get back. It looked like he was gone for all money. Incredible shot, thrown right on the chalk end. It's only the second dot ball of the partnership, we're being told, which is incredible to see.
Just checking. Looks fine.
We're pretty happy with that. Looks fairly safe. What's a good total here, Nick?
What you got and what you're going to get.
If we compare it to the game the other evening when we were here, this feels pretty good so far.
Just a bit more pace in the attack, isn't there, for Middlesex? Maybe that's just made batting a little bit easier. We talked about the pitch slowing up a little bit in the middle overs. And they kept bowling decent pace. You can see Roland Jones, Finn, Helm. It's not been Stephen Finn's day. It's been very much his tournament. He's been one of the leading bowlers, but he struggled on this surface. Unbelievable shot from Tom Abell.
Well, we see this sort of shot a lot more nowadays, but the skill that he showed in this innings and the rest of the season we've seen. Just the ability to get in position, keep it very simple, watch the ball straight onto the middle of the bat. Looks so easy, doesn't it?
He just guessing there that it's going to be full.
Well, I think he looked at the field. There was a big field change where they brought up the fielders from deep mid-wicket and deep square leg and sent out an extra man at extra cover on the offside boundary. So I think he's predicting that he's going to try and bowl wide Yorkers or wide line.
Yeah.
What batting that is as well. Excellent use of the feed. He just manoeuvred himself leg side. Yeah, you can see they're pumped up. So much on the game. And what an innings this has been from the skipper.
Well, this moves on to Tom Abell. Getting all confused here.
Tom, anyway.
Yeah, this is her highest score in T20 cricket. So you wouldn't have guessed, really. Somebody in the last couple of years, you wouldn't think that would be able to adapt in the fashion that he has. The skill of the man, the talent that he's got, has really been helping him to drive forward, to learn new skills, get better, work with the coaches behind the scenes.
Well, he looks like he's trying to bowl wide and full outside off stump, so now he's got a better feel for that. He's got a deep point and a third man. Man up at fine leg, and square leg is up as well. That's why he plays that shot. Just playing the field really here. It's making it very difficult for the bowler and captain to set a field.
Yeah, the field that he's got now does give him the option that he can mix it up a little bit, so he can go wide because he has a little bit of protection on the deep extra cover boundary, but also he has a man at deep mid-wicket, so making it quite hard to predict where he's going to go. What it is happening at the moment, they're taking a long time to bowl their overs. I think the cut-off time is 7:49, so they have a little bit of reserve.
Slow ball this time, but kicking him off. 10 runs from the over. 3 to go now, 185 for 3. Let's keep in touch with what's going on in terms of the other scores. It's so important because there are other games that can affect the outcome of the quarter-final lineup. Essex 148 for 6. They can still qualify. Kent, if they win that game, they automatically qualify. They will go straight through regardless of other results. Glamorgan, Hampshire, crikey, what a result, or what an innings so far for Glamorgan. They've really struggled in the Blast this year. They're going nicely there. Lancashire Lightning against Leicester Foxes, 123 for 5. This is in the North Group, and the Steelbacks versus Worcester. Worcester need to win that game. If they do, they'll have a chance of finishing in second place. Lancashire are finishing in top of the North Group, and Notts, if they win that game, Notts will finish second. So really the North Group is about Notts and Worcestershire Rapids. And there you can see Sussex Sharks against Gloucestershire. Well, they have both qualified. Sussex in first place. Gloucestershire qualified yesterday in that game against Kent, and they will want to win that, because if they win that game, they get the second home quarter-final. Not got all of that, and just enough though.
A lovely little wedge shot over the top. Toby Rowland-Jones. Valiant effort.
Come on in, Georgie. Come on, boy.
First time I think we've seen, obviously, a little bit more pace off from the Middlesex bowlers.
Come on, boy. Good, Scotty. Very good, lad, George. Very good, lad, Georgie.
And what makes this game so exciting is, A, this is going to be a brilliant score, you'd think, and B, you look at Middlesex batting lineup. Sterling, Milan, Mohammed Hafiz, Morgan, De Villiers is carded to come in number 5. Whether he goes up the order a bit more, Simpson, Scott, Rowland-Jones, they've got plenty of batting. They're going to need it too. What a shot, what a lovely shot. We've seen some improvisation, but this time it's full face, down the ground.
They're sort of plugged in the ground a little bit here, not really getting enough of it for it to kick on. The Anfield's been fairly quick all evening. This one's just sort of punched away, trying to go up and over extra cover. Mid off, both in the circle.
Take that. Take that. We have seen some amazing shots. There's another.
Oh, that is brilliant. Really starting to improvise, Tom Abell. All the shots are coming out. Pace on this time. He's really hacked this reverse sweep. Gone all the way straight into the Sir Ian Botham stand.
Batting coach has done a good job here, hasn't he? Make that another.
Oh, another nice shot, lovely shape to the shot. I'd love to say I've been doing some work with Tom Abell, but it's pretty clear that I haven't, Nick.
Setting you up. That was the sort of, you know,
I can't
old
take
opening
any credit for
batsman.
this,
I
I'm
was
afraid.
just setting you up, playing nicely like Trescothick, straight
too
down the
good.
ground.
Go in, Georgie. Come on, boy.
A massive over. 15 have come from it. 200 up. Still 2 overs to go. 200 for 3.
Yeah, it's the 27th time score of 200 on this ground. Just shows you, we all know the boundaries are potentially a little bit smaller at times, especially with the TV cameras here, but what you always do get is a good pitch. Makes for good cricket. Almost since the first couple of overs, we've seen no seam movement, no nothing really. Not sure Middlesex have bowled well enough according to what the pitch has played like.
Go back to what I said earlier about the extra pace. I just wonder if that's just helped. Didn't look like it got anywhere near enough of that, but it still goes for 4. I think this is where he's been so intelligent. Abell is just playing the field, just making it so difficult. He knows that mid-off is up, and so he's there positioning himself to hit in that area before the ball is bowled. The problem now for the captain is, does he reset his field? He's going to stick with his mid-off up.
It's a fine shot, really. Back of the hand, slower ball into the pitch.
Excellent, Teddy, excellent, Teddy.
Extraordinary season you guys are having, isn't it? Still a chance of winning the county championship. Second there, only by a couple of points to Essex. Winners of the Royal London Cup. Pretty happy.
Were you at Warwickshire the last time they did the treble?
No, I joined in '95 when we won the double.
Must have been a fairly special feeling itself. What competitions did you win?
Definitely the championship. What, in '95?
Yeah, when you won the double.
Championship, and I think it was the old B&H, the old 50 over final at Lord's. Long time ago, Trace. Well, they got a field set for the shot. England captain down there, Owen Morgan.
It's well played again. You can see Tom Helm is like, oh no, but Owen Morgan almost predicting what Tom Abell is trying to do.
Heaved away leg side and all the way for 6.
Well, another good 6 from Eddie Byram. Really been productive area for him. Another back of the hand slow ball, just a little bit too full. And Tom Helm. There's enough on it for it to carry all the way.
Taken this time.
With tremendous ease as well, isn't it? Just a walk in the park for the Villiers. But it's a wonderful knock. Eddie Byram just dragged it a little bit too far from outside off stump. 44 from just 20 deliveries. In a wonderful partnership with Tom Abell. So he's gone, and Somerset 2-13 for 4.
Yeah, you're right, terrific job. 44 from 20, just what the team needs. Skipper is still there though, 88 from 42, one of the very finest innings you could wish to see. Lewis Gregory back in the side today, not captaining the side, but it's good to see him back playing. He's had, what, 3 or 4 weeks out of the game. My understanding is that he hasn't been playing much cricket, if any at all.
No, he's not played any games as such. Obviously just doing practice and hard work in the nets and the training that you do behind the scenes. So I guess that was the thinking when they lost the previous wicket before Eddie Byram came in. With 6 balls to go, Toby Rowland-Jones is finishing it off.
Yeah, with all the wreckage around him, they are outstanding figures. Should be taken, is taken. Very simple catch in the deep.
It's almost like a leg cutter into the pitch. There's Gregory finding the middle of the bat and only finds deep mid-wicket or deep square leg on the boundary. He's gone first ball. Not enough practice. Somerset 2-13 for 4.
You have to feel for Lewis Gregory. Never easy when you haven't been playing any cricket at all to come into a game like this. He had no choice but to swing the bat from the moment he got out there. Tom Lammonby. So 2 for 19 then for Roland Jones. If he can get back, he wants to strike desperately. He's going to come back. Good throw, and he's been in trouble, but it's excellent running, putting the fielder under pressure. He's frustrated because he wants to bowl at the new batsman.
Very animated, Toby Roland Jones. Just trying to get the right fielders in the right positions, the hot zones. There's been a change of the position. Tom Helm, I think, has now been ushered up into square leg.
I always hate that, though.
Yeah, it's terrible. What a horrible feeling. Just send me off.
Yeah. Anyway, they're in the right place now. Tom Abell still with a chance of picking up 100 here. He's 90. Clip leg side, no one at deep square, and goes for 4. Outstanding batting.
Well, I think you mentioned it already today. Just sort of playing the field, playing the situation. They change the field, you hit it to where they're not. Pretty simple philosophy. Just a pick up off the hip. Rolls away for another boundary.
Yeah, he's made it so difficult for David Malan, the captain. Helped on its way again. Another boundary, 98.
Oh, a great shot. Pace on this time from Roland Jones. Trying to gamble which way Tom Abell's going to go. He's just clipped it away through square leg. Proving to be a big total, 223. 2 balls to go.
Oh, now he's changing the field. Yeah, deep square. Long chats with the captain. 2 balls to go, 98 not out. He'll want to come back for 2. He should go back for 2. You beauty! What an innings from Tom Abell.
Well, that's outstanding. I've got goosebumps for him. Absolutely brilliant. 100 from just 46 deliveries. Most wonderful innings. We've come here talking about Babar Azam and Tom Banton all evening, forgetting about this man Tom Abell on TV in front of a packed house. The skipper for the night has played a blinder.
I'll finish with a boundary, but he'll just take 1. What an innings. A from the skipper and B from the team. 225 for 5 becomes 226 for 5. What a score, with so much at stake tonight. What a performance from that man.
There's 133 coming from the last 10 overs this evening. Could prove absolutely crucial. A wonderful knock. Absolutely a jet of a man. And that is a fantastic innings to watch. This home crowd have been lapping it up all evening.